Okay, question F. So let n be a positive integer, then x squared plus 1 is a factor of this expression for, what sort of condition on n. Interesting. Okay, so there are actually not many factor theorem questions on the MAT for some reason. This is one of them. So for x squared plus 1 to be a factor, well, what does the factor theorem say? Well, we have to set, okay, x squared plus 1 equals to 0, and x squared equals to minus 1. Okay, well, we don't need what exactly x is, because, all of these things in the equation is, x squared related, right? So, okay, for example, this expression becomes what? 4 to the n minus, 2 to the n, and minus 2 to the n. Let's try to put this equal to 0, because I want this to be 0. Okay, well, it's not equal to 0, but I want it to be 0. Okay, for this to be 0, okay, I'm trying to be rigorous, right? For this to be 0, what has to happen? So, this thing sort of becomes what? Like, this thing becomes 4 to n minus 4 to the n, right? If you multiply them together. And what do you need to do for this to be 0? Well, if n is odd, then you're in trouble, right? Because, it won't be 0 when n is odd. So n has to be even. So when n is even, we know that this is equal to this, which is good news. Good news, right? Because when n is odd, if n is odd, I'm sure we all know this, but just to clarify, when n is odd, you'll get this, which is not ideal, right? Because it's a minus in front. So n has to be even. Cool. Answer is B.